I'm John Dane from Mazda, and you're watching SpeedSource TV.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SpeedSource TV. We're here in Mid-Ohio for the MCO Gears 250, and I'm joined by John Marachi, who is the owner of the Racer's Edge Motorsports Group, and his lead driver, Dane Cameron. Guys, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today. John, I'll start with you. You're, as an owner of this team, what made you choose the Mazda? You had a lot of options, and what made you choose the Mazda, and have you been pleased with that choice so far?
Okay, good question. Honestly, the biggest reason for choosing the Mazda was our experience as a race team. We spent many seasons, 7 seasons in the Star Mazda series, so we have a long history with Mazda. Before that, we were racing the original Formula Mazda car in SCCA Club Racing. So we have a history of Mazda. I personally own a Mazda, my engineer owns a Mazda, so we're Mazda guys. So the choice was kind of natural. And then the design of the car and the way the car works on the racetrack was very much in tune with the way that I used to drive. So I felt most comfortable coaching drivers who were driving this car as opposed to some of the other makes which you drive with a different style.
Oh, very good. And this is your second season with the car now, and you've been getting faster and faster all the time, and it's getting harder and harder to stay ahead of you or close to you. Are you pleased with the progress, and where are you hoping it will go in the future?
Okay. Well, yeah, we're pleased. We've been moving forward with the car, which, you know, from a team perspective, that's very important. You want to always be moving forward with your performance, otherwise you fall behind. So we're happy with that part of where we've been moving ahead, and we hope to continue to move ahead. And where we'd like to go, well, we'd like to be winning every race. That would be ideal.
All right. And you're committed to the series then? You plan to stay in it and hopefully go for a championship again next year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We part of the reason for locating our business where we did was because we've made a long-term commitment to Grand Am and the Rolex series in particular.
Excellent. Well, that's great. The series is lucky to have you, John. And Dane, you're a classic example of what the Mazda ladder system can do for young drivers. And just give us a little bit about your background, where you started and how you got to where you are now, how you enjoy driving the Mazda.
Absolutely. The ladder system has been very critical for me. I started off in a school series a couple of years ago, moved to a junior formula, you know, just kind of with some success along the way, and then moved to Star Mazda in 2007. I was fortunate enough to win that championship in my rookie year, which that was actually the first year of the Mazda ladder system. So I won a scholarship from Mazda to move on to Formula Atlantic and, you know, further develop my driving. You know, worked really hard and learned a whole bunch, and then this year, you know, was basically given the opportunity to move up to, you know, to sports car racing, and you know, decided with the long history that I've had with Mazdas, most of the racing I've done has come in a Mazda car. It, you know, just made sense for us to stay with Mazda, keep the connection, keep all the good relationships that we have, and you know, move up to their top rung.
Very good. And you were very fast in Formula Atlantic, did very well there, and you've been extremely fast in this car too. How are the two cars like to drive? How would you compare them?
They're very different, the two cars. You go to the Atlantic car with, you know, thousands of pounds of downforce, not too much horsepower, but just lots of grip. You know, it's all about performance in that car too. To a different, you know, to sports cars, the heavier cars, you have to save the tires at longer races. So it's been a pretty big adjustment to me. The car, driving style-wise, hasn't been super different, but there's a lot of things. You use half the brake pressure in this car. The car weighs twice as much. So it's been an adjustment, but, you know, I've really been enjoying the sports car racing, and, you know, like to be here and stay here.
Yeah, well, you've adjusted very well. So just lastly, just give some advice to those young kids who are maybe just starting in go-karts for their families. I mean, just give them a little advice on what they need to do.
The best advice that I could give, and the best advice that I got, was to take your time. Take your time, do all the proper steps, you know, work your way up through the ladder, whatever it is. And, you know, if you're not, you know, I feel like you should be able to win races in the rank that you're at. And if you're struggling and you're not quite winning races, you're not getting quite the performance, you should, you know, stay another year, see if you can improve some more, and then move on. There's a lot of people these days seem to really just want to skip their way straight to the top levels of motorsports, and I think you really miss out on the learning, and racecraft, you miss out on so many things. So if you can take your time and develop along the way, you know, there's no need to be, you know, in Formula One at 17. You know, you get there when you're 20, and you'll be much faster. Yeah, be patient.
Be patient, just like driving these cars.
Absolutely.
Right?
Patient and pay your dues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, look, thanks so much for your time, and good luck today. Let's hope we've got 2 Mazdas or 3 Mazdas on the podium. Okay.
Absolutely.
Second would be ideal.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks
All
very
right,
much.
thanks.